Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great week this week. Man, it's been a lot of fun. 2 solid weeks. This has been the best 2 weeks in a row I've had since I can remember. Um, and it's just been a lot of fun. Uh, I hope 2021 continues because honestly, I didn't expect anything different. I just kind of made up my mind. I'm just going to trade what the market gives me. Stop trying to fight it. If it gives base hits, take it. Be happy with it. And that's been what we've been doing. Haven't changed my strategy any. Just taking what it gives me and going about my business. So I hope that continues. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Just hope the market continues doing what it's doing. But the one quick message I want to share with you today is trust the process. I know it sounds like a broken record. I've been on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for about 7 years now, saying the same thing. Trust the process. As soon as I learned it and realized what the secret to all this was, I went on YouTube and started sharing it. And it's all about trusting the process. And everything else is in there. If you think about it, you have to crush grapes to make wine. Diamonds have to be formed under pressure. To make olive oil, you have to press the olives. Everything has to go through a process. And you could try to circumvent it. You can try to do things artificially, but it's just not the same as doing it the right way. And oftentimes, it just doesn't last. So, whenever you feel crushed, whenever you feel under pressure, just remember you're in a powerful place. Because you're going through that, you're actually growing. It's part of the process. It's what's shaping you and molding you and helping you become that trader that you want to be. So don't forget, you got to trust the process. You got to find it first, but when you find it, you got to trust it and work your ass off to get here. Basically, that's what it is. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I had a 2-week trial for about 25 people. Spent the first 2 weeks with me. I tried to show you what life is actually like as a day trader that does this every day. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's hard work and dedication. And there's some things that we have to focus on. Some truths that we have to accept as we start. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you see now and understand now what you're going to have to do in order to move forward in your trading. So whatever you do, if you want to stay with us, just go to my website. The membership stuff is up over there. Roadmap to Success, I think, is the best deal. I think this weekend my daughter's taking down the New Year's special. There was a New Year's special for the lifetime membership that goes away midnight on Monday, or midnight Monday night, Tuesday morning. After MLK Day, that goes away. But other than that, then whatever you guys do, wherever you go, I wish you guys the best of luck. Just to kind of give you a update on TD and DOS, I've been using DOS exclusively for my day trading for these 2 weeks. I don't know if that's the secret. It's using TD as my broker through DOS. Um, yeah, you don't have the short list that you do at Speed Trader or IB, but all the stocks that I trade, I think only one stock I didn't have shares of short. And other than that, I think that might have been Riot for the last 2 weeks. Other than that, I haven't had any issues. There was one thing that came up that not every 90 days, I think you have to re-sign this agreement. I don't know if that's part of what TD required or whatever. I know for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, when I logged in, this form popped up in another window. And it's the same one I did when I first started using DOS. I wanted to connect them. So I ignored it. I just closed it out. And Wednesday afternoon after lunch, I went to try and take a trade, and it rejected it. And it kept rejecting my orders. So I went on my phone and did it on the TD app, and the trade went through, and it showed up on my DOS platform. So when I tried to get out, it rejected my order. So come to find out, you have to sign that agreement every 3 months. But other than that, I really haven't had any issues. It's been flawless. Now, in the mornings, it does, the DOS platform doesn't update immediately. Like when I take a trade, the order will go up, it will go through, but it won't update immediately. That's the delay in the information coming from TD Ameritrade. The delay is over there. The orders go, they get filled. I have no issues with them getting filled. No issues with slippage. Nothing. So everything's been working really good. And like I said, this has been the best 2 weeks I've had in a long time. And I've used TD Ameritrade exclusively. So as long as I'm TD Ameritrade and DOS together, I'm using the DOS platform connected to TD. So it's working good. And I'm streaming it live, so everybody in the chat room is seeing it. And so, if I'm lying, I've got hell to pay because they will be seeing it. But, that everything with it is going pretty good. All right, so let's take a look at the market here. All right, here we go. So we're looking at the SPY. Remember yesterday we were talking about this channel that it was trading in, and we were looking for it to potentially break either to the above it or below it. I was expecting below. We had the market selling off going into the close yesterday. It coincided with Biden's speech. I wasn't listening to it at the time, but you connect the dots. I listened to it after the fact, and maybe some of the things he said made the market a little uneasy. I think he pointed out one of the big differences between he and Trump was that Trump really was focused on the market. If the market was down, he was going to do everything he can to get it back up. And Biden was like, I'm not going to manage what I do based on whether the market is up or down. I don't know. I can't quote him verbatim, but that's pretty much what he was saying, that his focus is not going to be on the market as it relates to his economic policy and decisions. So that's a big difference that you're going to see between the two. And he talked about the wealth gap and trying to bridge that. And, part of their platform is increasing the financial transaction tax, increasing the my mind's drawing a blank now. Capital gains tax and all of that, and then raising the taxes on the wealthier people. So that might start bringing a little more apprehension into the market. I don't know, but it seemed funny that the market pull kind of coincided with the timing of that speech. And then we saw today, we opened with a gap down. And as we see, sometimes we try to push up a little bit. That's why we typically say with the gap down, the value is usually to the long side when the market opens. And you tend to see that sometimes. Today I was a little apprehensive because the market was selling off at the close yesterday. So it just seemed like it was a continuation of the close yesterday. But you can see we pulled down. We lost the 5 yesterday. We lost the 10 day, and we're sitting on the 20. And the 20 looks like it wants to come in. It started rolling over today. So there was some pretty heavy selling pressure on the market. And then after the close, we started selling a little bit after the close. I think we got down to around 374. But we have a long weekend. The markets closed Monday. Maybe that was the cause. There wasn't a lot of bulls to kind of hold the market toward the end of the day. But Tuesday is going to be interesting. We got a lot of time for a lot of things that happen that can affect the market. So the decision I made to take half of my swing off, and it ended up stopping out today. So I would have lost money or at least broke even if I had just left it on. So when I see things like this, and I react to them, there's a reason. So let's look at what we did today. So the first trade out of the gate was Facebook. I actually forgot to put this on my watch, but we talked about it in time enough for everybody to jump on board if they were going to watch this with me. But here was the opening range high, 5-minute opening range high. The next candle opened a little bit lower, but then as it pushed up, I got in. Really nice move up. Had to pull back. Got another piece. I was really looking for it to continue to push, but it didn't. So I ended up stopping out here on a profit stop. It pulled all the way back. And so as we were starting to push back up again, we broke it, but it kind of was chopping a little bit. So I got in, it chopped down a little bit, but then it ran up, and then all of a sudden this candle opened. It kind of confirmed the break here, and then it came screaming back and ended up stopping me out. So I was done with this. This was the last trade of the morning. This was the first trade of the morning. So that's why this is kind of split up. As you'll see, this would cover the whole page if I had everything in line. Now, the only thing different you see now in my trading is I'm actually taking more trades. It's 100% because the market is just giving me that. Obviously, I would love to trade 1 or 2 stocks all day and only take a couple of trades on each. But the market's giving me more. And it's giving me more smaller trades. They're setting up. They're either not going or they're giving small moves. But all of these add up. As you've seen over the last couple of weeks, they add up. And we can't turn our noses up against those. So that was that on Facebook. PLUG. Here was the 5-minute opening range low. Here was the pre-market low. This was too close. This was really too close for me to get in here. So So I waited until we reclaimed this level. That means we took it out. So this candle opened, it pushed up, and as we started coming back through, as soon as we broke the low, I got in. This is a clean trade. If I saw this tomorrow, I would enter it again. If I saw this yesterday, I would enter it. So this is the clean entry on this strategy. But it ran into support. As soon as I got in it, it ran down and it hit support. And you guys that were in chat, I tried to show you, what I saw on level 2. What you look for is, let's say for instance, I am watching this short. So when I see the bid continue to go down and the ask gets stuck to where it's not going, and you start to see a big spread between the two, you're running into some support. That means the guys that are they're not going to sell it any lower. They're not. And so that's when I know we're running into support. And we're probably going to run into people starting to buy. And that's why I got out. When I saw that, I got out. And you see exactly what happened. It ran right up, because you can always come and get back in. So I came and I got back in, and I had a little nervous click issue and had to get back in. But, I got in and we caught the big trade. That was a really nice move. So this just tells you, just be patient. If it doesn't work the first time, just wait. I mean, this is the market that we're in. It's just par for the course. So we got plug. SQ was the last stock I traded. This is all the same order right here. It just filled over a couple of prices. This is the only difference I see a lot of times in the TD execution. Every now and then I see this where it fills 5 shares, 1 share, 8 shares. All of this is one order, and it fills it over, a price range. A lot of times I get a better price as it's filling, which I'm not complaining about. But this is why I end up with so many tickets, so many trades sometimes, because it just fills it over so many, one order, it fills over so many executions. And then it makes the trade list so long I have to break it up. But that's what you see here, is this short, and you see all of these filling over that time frame. And so, it started filling. It actually started filling at 229.71. It dipped down to 70, 68, and then it popped up and filled most of it at 79, which was a better fill. I mean, it was pretty good. But you can see we got in. First target was just under right at the 200. I mean, the 20-day. This is the 20-day moving average. It washed through that pretty quick, so I was able to get a better sell there. And I was just taking out targets. My last target was 226. It barely hit 226.50 before it got ripped up, and took the profit stop on it. So really, really nice day. A really nice day. I think we would have had about $1,300 if it wasn't for, maybe $1,200 if it wasn't for the last Facebook trade I took. But not bad to close out this week. Not bad at all. So you can see last week a really strong week. We had one red day on Tuesday, and then this week was really, really strong. Almost $4,000 this week. So we're over 5,000 for the first 2 weeks. Hell, I'm not gonna call it, but if it hits, it hits. But if I just have 2 okay weeks, that's a 10 grand week, and you guys are seeing it, execute live right before your very eyes. So it's amazing. We're trading smaller size. I'm not using all of my account. I'm only using a smaller amount, and showing you that this is how you can grow your account. Your whole purpose right now in the beginning is to grow your account. Most of us do not start with a fully funded account. So we have to grow it. And we have to prove to ourselves that we can make money before, we can really invest a lot into this. So, trading with smaller size, learning the process, learning how to execute, and all the things that you need to do in order to be a good trader. You got to make sure that you get that under your belt. And this is a really, really good way to do it. So not bad at all. Not bad 2 weeks. Swing trading. Here's the where I took profit yesterday on APPS. I think I showed you the DOS chart where I took it. And this is where I got stopped out today. Stopped out at, the order was at 57. I got a little bit of slippage there, but that's where we stopped out. So still locked in a little bit of money, around $2,200. Chewy was the big winner this month so far. SBUX, this is the one we had to stop out of. This was a pure speculation play for me. It never really triggered. I have a feeling, or I had a hunch. I don't know what I saw that night or heard that made me say, oh, let me get Starbucks. But when I bought it, when I sent it out, I told you guys exactly what it was. It's speculation. It will report earnings, I think, next week. And I was actually looking for it to run up into its earnings, but it just didn't. So we had one trade to fail, but I think we're still doing very well. Next week, we have 2 good weeks. I believe that we could get some swings going. Earnings are kicking off. A little bit disappointing in the financial stocks that's reported today. A lot of them, when I woke up, they were in the earnings today with a gap down. So it didn't start out very well. And I don't think that's helping the market either. So more to look at. There are more financial stocks that are reporting next week. And, that really is going to be the litmus test for, I think, what we see going into the next earnings, the earnings season. But either way, whether we have good earnings or bad earnings, day trading will be on fire. If the swing trading is a little slow, that's fine. I think we've got enough cushion to help us through a dry couple weeks until things start picking back up. So that's going to wrap it up for me. That kind of wraps up this week. Remember, Monday is a holiday, but we will have our market analysis and swing watch list session on Sunday. So we'll be ready to hit the ground running on Tuesday. So that's not going to change. So you guys that hang with me on Sunday, I'll see you Sunday morning. If not, everybody else, I will see you on Tuesday morning. So you guys be safe, and we'll see ya.